Today I'll show you how to change the air filter on a Peugeot 308 in the T9 body with a 1.6 HDDI engine, including all the details and pitfalls in this video. I have a 1.6 HDI engine with 120 horsepower in my Peugeot. The engine code is DV6FC. The procedure for changing the filter alone is as easy as it gets. First thing we do is remove the decorative cover, then unclip this plug. You need to press down on the two latches and pull towards you. Next, remove the plug from the airflow meter. First, unclip the orange protector, then lift the protective tab and pull it towards you. Next, you need to unscrew 3 screws. You'll need a T25 star to do this. That's basically it. We changed the filter itself. Put everything back in, tighten it all up. It couldn't be easier. However, not everyone knows about this nasty weak spot on the 1.6 HDI engines. Since the filter housing is fixed to the motor itself, it's constantly exposed to a lot of vibration, and over time the rubber pads on which the filter is placed wear out. The first thing you may notice is an unpleasant noise from the engine at high speeds, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. What's really serious is the problems with the wiring, possibly even with the brains of your Peugeot. Now I'll show you everything. If you work outdoors, I recommend always covering the intake pipe to protect it from wind, dust and all sorts of debris. Alright. After that, you need to turn the pipe counterclockwise and pull it toward you. Next, we take the 13mm head and unscrew the 2 bolts that hold our filter in the front. There's another tube attached to the filter in 2 places. First, disconnect the 2 clips and carefully snap the tube out of there. Don't forget to remove the noise insulation from the filter. By and large, that's it. You can take out the case. Nothing else holds it. Pull it out carefully. Don't accidentally touch the wiring or nozzles. Also keep in mind that there's a hose for water drainage at the back of the filter. That's actually what it was all about. Here are the very pillows on which the case sits. Over time they wear out very much so that the elastic rubs in half, then begins to wipe the plastic. Round holes turn into ovals, and even metal guides are wiped and deformed from vibration and contact with plastic. By 160,000 miles out of 4 pillows, more or less 1 is left alive. 1 is mediocre, 1 is already just on the verge, and there's no 4th one at all. As you can see, the previous owner tried to fix the problem with some sort of sealant, but something went wrong, and the sealant just melted and leaked. In short, when I bought it, this car already had serious issues with the air filter housing. The rear and left airbags suffered the most. The front ones last relatively long, okay, but what about the scary stories about the wiring harness? Maybe it's not that bad. Well, look at this mark on the frame. So to speak, his work, it has already started to wear the wiring harness. On the wiring harness itself, it looks like this. The external protective weave has already worn out and started to fray the insulation of the wires themselves, so you could say that I noticed all this just in time. To protect the wires a bit at this spot, I put a piece of silicone tubing on it. For some time, I think it will be enough. Next, I switched the rubber bands so that the best one is at the back, a slightly weaker one to the left, and in the front, it said that it will stay. We put the body back. There's nothing difficult here. You just need to take your time. Don't rush. When the body is in its place, we ensure the back and left cushions are fitted. Attach the tube to its place with the help of 2 clamps. Next, we screw on the 2 front bolts. As I've already mentioned, I only have 3 rubber bands left, so instead of the front right one, I've jury-rigged some simple rubber gaskets as a temporary solution until I buy some standard cushions. That's more than enough. Looks like we've come to the end of the road. There's no point in running away now. I'd rather sleep until the storm is... Even now, the difference is clear to the naked eye. The body sits roughly the same as it should from the factory. The next step, attach the front pipe. For this, you need to insert it into the slot and turn it clockwise, and it will fall into place. We screw in 2 bolts on the 10th. The pipe is secured. Let's not forget about the sound insulation. In essence, we install a new filter, nothing complex. We install the cover in the grooves, tightly fit the inlet pipe, that one, which goes to the turbine. We tighten 3 screws. The final touch, insert all the latches back as it was. Well, that's it. We change the air filter. Maybe someone will ask why I didn't change the pillows on the body right away. Why didn't I buy new ones? If I understood that the old ones had become unusable, to be honest speaking, the toad strangled me. The fact is that one such pillow, this one elastic band, stands at about 7 Belarusian rubles. In total, for 4 elastic bands, you need to pay 30 rubles. It's about $10. Honestly speaking, very steep for 4 elastic bands. Some cheap analogs I didn't manage to find, but I wouldn't be me. In general, everyone who watched this far, a small gift. The fact is that exactly the same dimensions have, as you might have thought. That's right. Pads for the compressor in the Atlant refrigerator, and the cost of this pleasure is about 4 times lower than for a car. Of course, someone will say that. The rubber isn't the same and will not fall apart at all in a month. Here, I do not guarantee anything I can. I'll buy them in the next few days and install them, and how they'll behave in the future, I'll of course tell you later, so keep an eye on the channel. By the time this video was released, I had already changed these pillows, but found an even cheaper alternative, namely from Avtovaz. You can see the item number on your screen. As to how long lasting these bands are, I don't know. Time will tell. They're slightly different from the original in size, but they fit in the filter casing without any issues. In order for everything to fit without a lot of effort, I greased it a bit with a high temperature lubricant, but I think absolutely any lubricant will work, and you only need about half a gram of it. In the end, it all works great. As they say, fits like a glove. I'm very happy to say that the price for 4 rubber bands, it'll cost you about $1.50 or slightly more than 100 Russian rubles. Something like that. In terms of the recommended frequency of air filter replacement by the manufacturer, under normal conditions it's once every 50,000 kilometers, and for harsh conditions like in the CIS it's once every 30,000 kilometers. This is what my car's filter looked like when I got it. What's more, it was from the Peugeot company, but based on its condition, it had run for at least 20,000 m and maybe even 30,000. By the way, don't skimp on air filters for turbocharged engines or it'll cost you more eventually. Just a heads up. I guess that's all for me today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good luck on the roads. Bye.